3.
Hi, my name is John Mitchell. I'm a product manager with Temperature Control Systems. And in this demo, we're showing off our products that support cloud-based interaction. And in this case, I have the Red 2 and the Fire 3. The main difference between these two products is the number of channels that it supports. The Red 2 comes in a 2-CAN channel, 4-CAN, and 8-CAN channel configuration. And the Fire 3 supports 16 dual-wire CAN networks. And they both store data on their SD card, and you can extract that data over the SD card directly or over Ethernet. But they also can interact with our cloud-based product we call wireless neoVI. And so when the device has access to Wi-Fi or a cellular connection, it will upload the data from the SD card onto the Wi-Fi site. So this is software that we can deploy on a server that we host, or we can deploy it on one of your internal servers. And the server is organized by fleets, so each of these blue bars represents a fleet of vehicles, and in general, each logger, each vehicle has one logger, in it. And in this case, this Fire 3 is in this ICS sales demo fleet right here. So if I click on the device itself, it takes me to the dashboard for the Fire 3, this product here by itself, and it tells you the connectivity status of the device. It tells you what script it's running, and in this context, the script means the configuration of the logger. What signals is it logging? When does it log them? How does it sleep and wake? That's all detailed in this script. And then this is like the interface section where you can look at the data that's been uploaded from the device, or you can configure which file types you want to automatically export once the data is on the server. You can also send a new script, so if you're analyzing some data from the cloud server and you realize you're missing some signals, you can add those signals to a new script and send that script, and it'll automatically load that script onto the device the next time the device is on the network. And down here it shows you like the dashboard, the activity log of the most recent interactions between the logger and the server. And so the cool thing about this is if you want to analyze data, you can look at the data archive from a device, and then at the top you can put in filter criteria to describe certain file types or collection names or a date range. And so each one of these rows at the bottom represents a collection of data that was logged. And if you want to analyze the data, you click on this link, and it'll open this file in our cloud-based data analysis tool we call DataSpy. And so when you first open the file, it shows you all the signals and the channels list that are in the file, and it's got the signal name, the comments, and the units, and the number of records for every signal. They're not the same because different messages come in at different rates. And you can click on the header here and sort by the units, and then you can grab some signals and click and drag them onto the plot window. And so I'll plot them here, it puts them all on the same axis, and then you can add a couple of plots here, YT plots, and then you can grab some torques, drag and drop those on the second graph, and then you can grab brake pedal and accel pedal and put those on the top graph here and turn on grid lines. You can also save this setup to a configuration file so that you can just load that configuration file without having to do any clicking and dragging. And you can share configs with your colleagues. And this is just a web page, so you don't have to install any software on your machine in order to use it. All you have to do is have an account on the cloud server, and you can analyze data like this. And so one of the cool things about that is you can see some point of interest in the file, like this little flare in turbine speed, and you can copy a link to that data to your clipboard, and you can IM the link to that to a colleague, and your colleague clicks on the link and it takes them right to the same view of the same data. So this is not a screenshot, this is the actual data that's on the server, and your colleague might say, oh, I think I understand what's causing that flare up in engine speed, and they can grab some more signals and then plot those signals, and then they can send you back a link so you can collaborate on this data with a colleague and you only have to share links. So the data stays on the server. So the idea is that we bring the analysis to the data, as opposed to bringing the data to the analysis like a lot of our competitors' products do. So like MathWorks, for example, you download data to your PC and you run some MATLAB script on it, and then if you want to share that with others, they have to have the data. So you're moving around multi-gig files. In this case, you're just sending these links. And it's really easy to integrate links with other systems you might have, like issue tracking, and you just put that link in a spreadsheet, so you could have a list of all your team's issues and you can sort them, and while you're talking about the issues, if you want to go back to the data, you just click on that link, it takes you right to the data. So it's a really powerful tool that takes a lot of the legwork out of our customers' busy time.